everybody, this is Diana from So Very Crafty, and we are here today to make this terrific little triangle pouch. Yes, it's a beginner sewing project like many of the projects here at So Very Crafty, but this particular project has a zipper, and I know many of you beginner sewists are intimidated by zippers, but this one's super simple to install. We even do a little lesson on how to shorten this zipper because I didn't have one that was the right length, and I had to shorten my zipper to make sure that it was going to fit this project. So I hope you enjoy this project today, and if you do, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, ding that bell for notifications so that you can get notified of future So Very Crafty videos, and give this project a try. And if you want more sewing and crafting projects, head over to www.soverycrafty.com where there are loads more sewing and crafting tutorials that you don't see here on the YouTube channel. So, how do we get started on making this fantastic little zipper triangle pouch? Well, let's find out. Okay, to get started on this project, we are going to need 2 outer pieces, 2 lining pieces, and 2 fusible fleece pieces that measure 5 3/8 inches by 4 3/4 inches. And I'll put these measurements down in the description section of the video below where it says see more. You're also going to need a 1 inch by 6 inch piece of outer fabric for your little holder or tab piece that you can attach to your keychain or to your backpack, wherever you want to attach it to. You're also going to need a 4-inch zipper. Now, I didn't have a 4-inch zipper, so I just tacked a couple of stitches at the bottom of my zipper where it measured 4 inches, and then I cut off the rest. So I just shortened mine, but you can buy a 4-inch zipper if you want to. But if you have a lot of zippers like I do, you can just shorten one to make it perfect for your project today. So the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to add our fusible fleece to the wrong side of our outer fabrics. And you will notice on the fusible fleece that there is a rough side and a soft side. The rough side is the glue side of the fleece, and that's what fuses into the fabric so that we can then treat it as one piece of fabric instead of 2. So we're going to head over to the iron right now, and we are just going to fuse these 2 pieces together so that we have a fusible fleece and an outer fabric piece together so that we can move on to our next step. So I'm back, and I have fused my fleece onto my outer fabric. Now we're going to add our zipper to this project. And the way we're going to do that is we are going to take one of our outer pieces and we are going to place it right sides up on top of our workstation. I'm going to unzip my zipper for this next step, and I'm going to place this zipper right sides down onto my outer piece of fabric, and then I'm going to take one of my lining pieces, which is this white piece, and I'm going to place it right on top, just like I'm making a zipper sandwich. I'm going to take some pins here and just pin this zipper on here with just a few pins. Now, if you're a beginner sewist, you may want to add more pins, but for me, I'm just going to add just these few pins, and then I'm going to head over to the sewing machine and I am going to stitch this zipper right along the edge of the zipper teeth using my 1/4 inch foot. Now you can use a zipper foot if you like, but I have my 1/4 inch foot on my machine most of the time, so I'm just going to use that for now. So let's head over to the sewing machine and let's stitch this half of our zipper onto our piece. Now here we are at the sewing machine, and I have my 1/4 inch foot on here, and I'm just going to stitch right along my zipper teeth, making sure to pull out these pins as I go along. And as you can see, we have a zipper that's stitched nicely right where it needs to be. So let's head over to our workstation and add the other side of this zipper. Now here we are back at the workstation, and we're just going to open this up so that our zipper is exposed. And we're going to take our other outer piece and place it right sides up on top of our workstation. We're going to place the other side of our zipper right sides down on top of our piece, making sure that all of our pieces are lined up. And then we are going to place our lining piece right sides down on top of our zipper, again forming a zipper sandwich. And I'm just going to add a few pins here, just so this is nice and even. And our zipper is where it needs to be. Now I'm going to head back over to the sewing machine, and I'm just going to stitch right across this zipper, again using my 1/4 inch zipper, or my 1/4 inch foot, but you could use a zipper foot if you want. Now we are back at the workstation, and you can see that we have our coin purse just the way we want it. But we need to add our little tab. And the way we're going to do that is we are going to fold these long raw edges to the center. And then fold, once they're in the center, we're going to press these with a hot iron. And once they're pressed, we're going to fold in half again. And then we're simply going to stitch right down the middle. So I'm going to head over to the iron and to the sewing machine, and we're going to take care of that. Okay, so I have stitched my little tab or holder that I'm going to use. I'm going to bring back my little triangle pouch, and I'm going to fold this little tab in half, and I'm going to stitch it about 1 inch from the edge of the zipper. I'm just going to clip it for now. I'm going to head over to the sewing machine, and I'm just going to put a couple of stitches right across here to hold this in place, and I'll be right back. Now I have placed our hanger or our holder about 1 inch from the edge of the zipper, so that we can attach this to some key ring or to a backpack. Now we're going to see this take shape. We are going to take the 2 outer pieces, and we're going to place them right sides together. And we're going to take the 2 lining pieces, and we are going to place them right sides together. I'm just going to use some clips here. You could use some pins if you want. And if you're a beginner, you may want to use more clips and more pins. At this juncture, we want to make sure that this zipper is open. Otherwise, we are going to have some problems turning this project right sides out. So let's just make sure that's open. We are going to stitch along the outer edge of the outer fabric and the outer edge of the lining fabric, but we want to leave an opening here on the lining side of our fabric. So we're going to only stitch a little bit on each end here so that we can have an opening to turn this project right sides out. So let's head over to the sewing machine and take care of that. Okay, now we're back and we have stitched along the one side of our outer fabric, and we have partially stitched on the lining side of our fabric, leaving this little opening here so that we can turn it. Okay, now we are going to take this and we are going to put the bottom part of our triangle pouch where we shortened our zipper, making sure that our seams are open and they're in the center of our zipper, and we're just going to clip. Now I'm going to head back over to the sewing machine and I'm going to stitch a 3/8 inch seam allowance right across the bottom of this little square, and then we'll move on to our next step. Okay, now we have stitched the bottom of our little square using a 3/8 inch seam allowance. Now the magic happens. And we are, again, make sure that this zipper is open. We are going to take the right sides of our outer fabric and make sure that they are right sides together, and put some pins or clips. Like I said, I like these clips. I'll put a link to them in the description section of the video down at the bottom. If you'd like to purchase some of those. But you could pin just as easily. But I find these clips come in handy. Now you can see we have created a little bit of an arc all the way across the outer fabric and the lining fabric. And we're going to head over to the sewing machine now, and we are going to stitch a 3/8 inch seam allowance all the way across this arc that we've created with our square. So let's head over to the sewing machine and let's see what that looks like. Here we are back at the sewing machine, and we have our arc, and we're just going to start on the right side using a 3/8 inch seam allowance and stitch all the way across. And that's all there is to it. stitching the arch. So let's go over to the workstation and let's finish off this project. Okay, here we are back at the workstation, and we are going to reach into our opening that we left in the lining and through the open zipper, and we are going to turn this project right sides out by pulling the outer fabric through the zipper and through the opening in the lining. And you can see that that's coming through just the way that it should. And you can just push it through there. It's not going to hurt anything. And you can poke out your corners with your finger, or if you have a poking tool like a chopstick or some other poking tool, you can use that. The last thing that you're going to do on this particular project is stitch this opening closed. Now you can use ladder stitch if you like, but this is going to be buried deep within this. So I would just head over to your sewing machine and just stitch this opening closed. Otherwise, we have finished our super simple triangle coin pouch, or whatever you want to use pouch. And you can probably make this any size that you want. Just make sure that the dimensions are similar to the ones that I gave you. You can make this big or smaller if you like, but this is a nice size. So how cute is that? I hope you enjoyed this little triangle pouch project today. It's a super simple one, and it's really cute. And I love how this chevron fabric turned out on it. It was a remnant that I had in my stash. I have spent the last 2 days, well actually 3 days, cleaning out my stash. And so I actually found some fabric that I didn't even know I had by cleaning it out. And this little chevron fabric was one of them. So if you have a stash, I urge you to clean it out, and you'd be amazed at what you might find. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this project. And if you did, subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and ding that bell for notifications for future So Very Crafty videos. And give this one a try. It's really cute and so simple to make. You can make it in minutes. It's another beginner sewing project from here at So Very Crafty. So that's it for today. I hope everybody had a happy holidays, and I will see you next time here at So Very Crafty. And in the meantime, head over to www.soverycrafty.com for more sewing and crafting tutorials that you don't see here on the YouTube channel, that are a little more complicated and time-consuming than what you see here. So head over to the website and see what you can find. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Bye.